Now, we all remember specific TV networks. The ones that really stuck with us had their own vibe and style of shows. There's one network no one brings up, but at the same time, it can't be forgotten, and that's Adult Swim.
Got some announcements to make here. Sundays at 10. It's all kids out of the pool for Adult Swim.
The new season of Smiling Friends just started airing, and it made me really miss sitting down and watching Adult Swim. And when I did, it made me realize just how unforgettable Adult Swim is. It felt like an exclusive club, but at the same time, it felt like they accepted anybody, especially weirdos and creative people who thought outside the box. And as someone who constantly felt like a weirdo growing up, it always just made me feel comforted. The amount of people that Adult Swim exposed to adult animation, music, and other experimental boundary-pushing content can only be topped by MTV in the 90s. To this day, its presence is still felt all over social media. I mean, we all remember the Adult Swim ad trend that boomed on TikTok in 2021. People were making the Adult Swim logo out of spilled milk and floor popcorn. If that's not influence, I don't know what is. 2021 was the golden age of TikTok, but that's a video for another day. I started watching Adult Swim probably around the age of 7. Now, when I say that, I don't mean I would just go sit down on the couch in my pajamas and grab my snacks and enjoy all my favorite shows. No. That would be way too easy. You see, my parents didn't want me to watch Adult Swim. And that's not because they were overprotective or anything like that. It was just because I was a 7-year-old kid and I didn't need to be watching Stewie try to kill his mom or whatever the hell Squidbillies was.
I can't find my balls.
Balls is a state of mind, son. Hell, you got more balls than you ever had. 6 or 7 little bitty ones.
Oh, yeah, there.
They usually wouldn't really notice, but as soon as something like Family Guy came on, they would tell me to turn it off. But after they told me not to do it, it just made me want to do it more. All they did when they did that was make Adult Swim seem that much cooler. And I was going to find a way to watch those shows. But I didn't just find one way. I found 3.
Stamattina mi sono alzato. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao.
Now, this is some top secret inner circle information, all right? So to stay in the inner circle, I need you to do something very important for me, okay? Come here, a little closer. Like and subscribe. All right. I lied about the methods. They're not that secret, but they were for me when I was a kid, okay? The first and best method was to just do it whenever my parents weren't around. I know, it just sounds so simple, right? But you see, most people aren't gonna leave a 7-year-old kid at home alone. And my parents weren't any different. That method was useful when I was around 12 or 13, but that's 5 years down the line from what we're talking about. So at this point, it's useless. The second method was to go through my sister. She's 11 years older than me, but we've always been really, really close. But as a kid, I definitely used her to gain access to Adult Swim. I would go knock on her door, look up at her with the saddest puppy dog eyes I could muster, and beg to hang out with her, knowing damn well that she was watching Adult Swim. Oh, Sheridan, dearest sister, please let me hang out with you. I have no one else. Oh, of course you can, XO. Aren't I just the best older sister in the world? And since my sister was 18, either my parents didn't notice, or more likely, they just didn't care that I was watching it too. They would come in to talk to her, and I would make my presence as little as I possibly could. Because in the back of my head, the entire time they were in the room, I was just thinking,
if they notice you, they'll make her change the channel or kick you out. So shut up.
Sometimes I'd wrap myself up in a blanket. Sometimes I'd act like I was asleep. Sometimes I would just freeze and hope they didn't notice my presence. Looking back on it, they probably knew exactly what I was doing. Honestly, my sister probably knew too. I was just too naive to realize they didn't care. Oh well, I got my Adult Swim fix and that's what matters. On to the last method. Watching it with my sister worked pretty well, but sometimes she didn't want to hang out or maybe she was out with her friends, so I had to develop this last method. Now, luckily I can say that I had a TV in my room as a kid, so I could do this and almost never get caught. On most remotes, there's a button that allows you to go back to the last channel you were just on. So, what I would do is go to Disney Channel, switch to Adult Swim, and then I would put the volume really, really low and I would put the subtitles on. If my parents came in, they couldn't hear the TV, and it gave me enough time to switch the channel back to Disney Channel. And that's how it would go for years. I would watch Disney Channel in secret until I got to an age where it didn't really matter what I watched anymore. That's what Adult Swim means to me. It's really nostalgic, but at the same time, I continue to watch a lot of the shows to this day. That's my personal reason for thinking Adult Swim is unforgettable, but I think Adult Swim's kind of unforgettable to everybody. A lot of the shows are really iconic, even the ones people don't really know about or haven't seen. You probably know about the big ones like Rick and Morty or Smiling Friends, but you may not have seen the smaller ones like The Eric Andre Show or Moral Oral.
Look, Samson, crack! Hooray!
Even if you aren't an avid Adult Swim watcher like myself, you've definitely seen some of the memes that have come from the shows.
So you just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift? Happy birthday?
Through. Well, why you boring me? I'm right.
It's free real estate.
You could even argue that some of the jokes in the commercials they air are major contributors to modern meme culture. A lot of what we find funny now, at least my generation and millennials, is dark absurdist humor, and Adult Swim's really good at that. I think it's how we deal with the impending doom we feel about the future, but let's not get too dark. We're having fun here. My friends know this, but something I consistently find funny is random screams. Whether they come out of nowhere or someone blows up, I can't help but laugh at them.
I am a wabbit! Quiet! Turn off that light! Turn off that light!
I really don't know where it came from, but something about characters screaming is just really funny to me. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. I'm serious. I can't get through a Star Wars dogfight without cracking up. Yeah, I might have a problem. But hey, they do it a lot in Smiling Friends. I like to think they'd included that just for me. That and always having the characters in the background do something else. Look, that guy's just casually committing murder. Adult Swim is one of the big reasons we've been able to get more animated shows for adults like Invincible and Inside Job pushed to the forefront in the last 10 years. If there's anyone from Netflix listening, bring back Inside Job. Please bring back Inside Job. That show was amazing, and it has more heart put into it than a lot of the other shows I feel like are out there right now. So yeah, just bring back Inside Job. Please, I'm begging you. I feel like people from older generations and even some people from my generation don't really see animation as a form of media for adults. And I think they're really missing out. Not even just when it comes to Adult Swim. I mean, they're missing out on stuff like Into the Spider-Verse, Coraline, and Star Wars The Clone Wars. And they're especially missing out on the big thing that Adult Swim exposed a lot of people to, and that's anime. A lot of people, myself included, started watching anime on Toonami, which came on at like 12 in the morning or something like that.
11 years ago, we fired Toonami back up as an April Fool's.
And what started off as a joke turned into a second chance.
They play a little bit of everything. I'm talking Dragon Ball, Naruto, Sailor Moon, even more obscure shows like Fooly Cooly, which I'm currently trying to write a video for right now. If I'm actually able to, only time will tell. It's kind of a complicated anime. Anime wasn't as nearly as popular as it is now, so the fact that they were just showing it normally on TV like 20 years ago is actually kind of crazy. I know you could watch it in other places like 4Kids, but they censored the hell out of everything. I distinctly remember them turning Sanji's cigarette into a sucker.
Sip it, old geezer. How dare you speak to me like that, you lolly-sucking loser!
But they flipped it so he was pointing his sucker at people a lot of the time, which looked really out of place. So the only two real options you had for watching anime were to watch it really late at night on Toonami or to watch it in parts in low quality on YouTube. I did both, but it was vastly superior to watching on Toonami. Sure, you never knew what you were going to get, but that's what made it kind of fun. You never knew what you were going to watch, and it exposed you to a ton of different kinds of things. Something Adult Swim is really good at is giving its creators a lot of creative freedom to do whatever they want. They're not afraid to give a platform to ideas that might not usually be on the mainstream, which, for the most part, works, but sometimes it doesn't. In 2016, Sam Hyde got his own show on Adult Swim. Yeah, the same Sam Hyde iDubbbz made a video about. And yes, the same Sam Hyde that donated at least $5,000 to neo-Nazis. Who could have possibly predicted that would go wrong? It's just not right. It was canceled because it was winking at Sam Hyde's alt-right fanbase through coded racist messages. That's just really strange. I can't see how they would think blackface and skits like Jews Rock would be problematic. On the flip side of that, though, we have Smiling Friends created by Zach Cadell and Michael Cusack, which is on its second season, has thankfully lasted longer than Sam's show.
This is gonna be great, Charlie. I love helping kids. I love kids, Charlie. I love kids.
Pim, I would really not be screaming that at the top of your lungs.
Who knew that a simple premise like a group whose whole job is to make people smile would be an amazing idea for a TV show? You would think it would have a simple formula of person can't smile. They try things to make them smile. They finally find the reason to make them smile. But it doesn't. It does a great job of subverting the expectation that it set for itself. They had an entire Christmas episode where Charlie ends up going to hell, and he figures the only way he can get out is to make Satan happy.
Now, there is your hell mattress. There is your hell toilet. And this is Jeremy, your only form of hellish entertainment.
Dude, if you do that again, I'm gonna punch you. I'm not kidding.
And in the end, when he does make him happy, it doesn't even help him. He just ends up getting tortured. God, who's played by Gilbert Godfrey, in his final performance I might add, saves him at the last minute and decides to bring him back to life. That story probably couldn't fly on any other network besides Adult Swim. And because they took that chance, it worked out for them. I didn't know so many people love Smiling Friends until I saw Gwimbly all over my Twitter feed doing his patented Gwimbly dance.
Ew, ew, ew. Okay, I guess I can do one more for nothing. Ew, ew, ew.
Again, in the current age, that's another example of Adult Swim taking over social media. Though Adult Swim did get popular for something they did about 20 years ago. It was pretty bad. I would even call it a fuck up. So let's flash way back to 2007, right? Adult Swim figures they need to do something outside the box, just like they normally do, to promote their new Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the movie built for theaters.
Well, they came up with the idea to use these battery-powered LED placards that look like characters from the movie called Mooninites as ads. They hired these two guys, Zebler and Sean, to put up the placards around Boston. They were told they would get $300 each, and all they had to do was put up 40 of the signs. Specifically in train stations, overpasses, places with high visibility and like high traffic, you know? It makes complete sense. You're advertising, you're trying to get your message out there, you're trying to get it seen by as many people as possible. It was easy money. They put up all 40 signs in like 2 days, they collected their money, and that was that. But the problem was, all of the signs looked like makeshift bombs. I mean, they were circuit boards with flashing lights and exposed wires and batteries, and they were wrapped up in black electrical tape. From a distance, that's gonna look like a bomb. And the very public places that they put them in didn't really help their case either. Literally 2 days later, the authorities were called. I'm talking police, firemen, bomb squad. After someone found the first one at like 9 a.m., they started getting more and more calls. They eventually arrested Zebler and Sean, and they got bailed out for $2,500. But the advertising company that hired them got fined $2 million. And the Cartoon Network general manager at the time decided to step down because of the incident. I mean, I guess they got the publicity for their movie, but at what cost? As influential as Adult Swim is, I really hope that they find a way to stay relevant in an age where we don't really watch cable anymore. I don't really think a streaming platform is the right move, but maybe they could find a way to make it work. It might be me holding on to the nostalgia I have for it as a kid, but I don't want it to go away. I'll support most things that are trying not to conform to what everyone else is doing. It keeps everyone on their toes and it keeps everybody working harder. Whether they stick around or they don't, Adult Swim will always hold a special place in my heart. If you have any memories about Adult Swim or you have a favorite show, put it down in the comments. I want to hear all about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. If you want to follow me on my socials, I have my link tree down in the description. Hope you have a happy morning, evening, night, whatever time it is for you. I'll see you guys in the next one.